What's up, guys? Welcome back. We are Nerdcore. I'm Ray.
Mike.
I'm Ed.
And today we're going to be talking about
Horror scenes that scared the living shit out of us.
All right, Ed, so we're going to start with you. What is a scene that stuck with you and terrified you the most as a kid?
One of the most iconic scenes in horror that has terrified me. Now, it doesn't scare me so much anymore, but Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. Just the way that he would move. That, like, and the slimy, wet look of him, too, and everything like that. And that face. And you know what? Now when you look at it, if you watch the movie, you can tell the animatronic type thing in his mouth.
Yeah,
but
almost looks a little goofy now, but
it does.
But when you're watching it at what, like 6 years old?
Yeah, I was a kid.
Well, that's you guys, okay? Not everybody was watching fucking Freddy
Right.
Krueger at 5 years old.
Parents, this is a lesson to you. Show your kids some horror stuff.
Yeah.
They may be pretty messed up, but kind of cool for it at the same time. But with that scene, I mean, when she goes up the stairs and she's running away from the creature, and I think it was pretty slow, like he's just wobbling along, you know, like a shambling man and shit like that. And you're like, all right, she's away. She's getting up the stairs. All she has to do is run out. And then there's that one step that they had said in the beginning of the movie. Watch that step. It's a doozy. And then she's running up the step, and you're like, oh my god, watch that step. It's a doozy. And then she just falls through it. And then you're just watching that thing just like, what a brain. And I remember feeling like I was her at that time, and I'm like, fuck, get away. And then, you know, she hobbles into that, I don't know what, closet thing, and she closes it up and latches it up. And then all of a sudden, this brainless thing, mindless creature, somehow understands how to work a levy system, and it just, like, chains it up. Like some real complicated shit, like MacGyver. Like,
He can figure out this giant machine,
Seriously.
but he can't figure out how to move his body.
Yeah. So it's...
Take that, Walking Dead.
That part's funny, but I mean, and that part paid no mind to me. It was just, I felt like I was trapped. And every time, not anymore, but up till about 10 years ago, whenever I would walk up basement and cellar stairs, I'd be worried that I would fall down.
And were those the steps without the like backs of them?
Yeah.
I think we had those in our old house, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And it was a completely unfinished basement, like disgusting. Looked like that scene was probably filmed there.
But anyway, that I think to me is definitely a scene.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, that stuck with me.
Classic movie.
Literally forever. So Mike, I'll pass that question on to you. What is a scene that terrified you and has stuck with you since you first saw it?
That's a tough one, Ed. I'd have to say probably the scene in Evil Dead where Cheryl first gets possessed. And it isn't even necessarily when you finally get the reveal that she's possessed. It's that scene leading up to. They're playing cards and you start hearing in the background she's guessing all the cards that build up, like Queen of Hearts, Ace of Spades, and then that camera work, Sam Raimi's awesome camera work. And then when you did see her, those eyes with that cross, that taped cross on her head.
Definitely a solid choice. It's tough for me to find Evil Dead scary because of how I find it so awesome.
Oh yeah, like in a filmic aspect and just like the story of how that was made, it's incredible. But back then I didn't know about that kind of stuff. I just, our father showed it to us, and I was just like, again, I was so young when I saw it. And
I think one of the things that really sell, and you don't see it in the movies anymore. Those voices of the demons in that movie were so terrifying.
And you don't get those in the new Evil Dead show.
They don't do it at all. Those sounds of those voices where it was just like that almost echoey, like that low tone, like, you know.
That's a demon. That's when you hear a demon that has possessed a human being. That's what Evil Dead really solidified. That very like playful kind of like, but fucking totally creepy.
Were done so well, which bums me out because that movie was done with practically zero budget.
Oh yeah, it was like
these were all
$1,000 budget or something.
These were high school friends.
Yep.
And they made this movie, and it just goes to show you sometimes when you have this idea, because if you remember, he made that short before that was Into the Woods.
Right, which was ultimately inspired.
Yeah, so clearly
Evil Dead.
Raimi had this idea that he was going to make this movie for sure. It's going to be his first movie that he made, and he had so many things that were just perfect about it.
Let's be honest, the 80s really stole the horror scene. You know what I mean? Like, that's what that was. Like, that was just some awesome stuff that came out in the 70s.
There's something about
80s
horror movies.
Yeah, dude.
And it's the tone of it, and he made that in the very beginning, like 80 or 81 it came out. And definitely kicked off the genre.
One of my main issues with horror movies today is it's just I have such an affiliation and a liking to that 80s horror style. And actually, we were talking about the makeup and prosthetics versus CGI.
Oh,
It really plays a big part in how we feel and why we're scared of these particular things. Like if I see this CGI creature, it's not necessarily as scary as something that was created with prosthetics and really made to look off camera real.
A prime example, not to get like way off topic, but The Thing. The Thing was,
dude,
it looks better than everything. It looks better than every even attempt.
That's also a huge thing today. Is that I feel like a lot of horror movies back in the day they focused on humanistic qualities that were scary, whereas opposed to this supernatural or creature or something that they necessarily couldn't create back in the day. But I think that's also something that we're lacking, and it could be a whole other discussion. But I mean, the horror icon today.
Yeah. I think
it's almost non-existent.
I agree. I think that is a totally different discussion that I think we should
definitely
have.
Definitely.
I'm totally with you. But
for sure.
That said, Ray, let's pass the question on to you.
Man.
What scared you the most, huh?
It still sticks with me to this day, and to this day I still get made fun of for it. And it is Chucky. I am still terrified of Chucky. I saw it as a kid because again, it wasn't like you guys. wasn't prepped, wasn't trained correctly.
It's an art.
So I think I have a thing with little people.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before, and it's just these little
it's a creepy thing.
Leprechaun, Rumpelstiltskin. But Chucky is the worst because he's this innocent doll. He's an inanimate object. And when she was about to throw him in the fire and his fucking face just changed and what did he say, Mike?
Where she goes, "Say something or I'll throw you in the fire." And he goes, "You stupid bitch, I'll tell you to fuck with me." And then he goes insane. Great fucking scene.
No, fuck that.
Child's Play could not happen today. You would never see a movie like that.
The franchise of Child's Play, they keep trying to revive it and revive it, and it's like the new Child's Play, which is goddamn awful.
I'm gonna say it just should never exist.
No.
I'm definitely gonna say that.
The first one absolutely was fantastic.
First one was amazing. It was so good.
But I mean, that movie couldn't be even created. No one would even think about making that movie.
No. The times have indeed changed.
Which
really
goes back again to what we just said. 80s movies, it's just like they had a certain freedom to it.
Yeah, you were able to do a lot of wacky shit, and it was okay.
Was Troll 2 in the 80s? That's what
yes,
I think so. Yeah.
Oh wait,
Troll 2.
no, it might have been 90s. Might have been 90. I think it was 90s.
I think you're right. It's a little more 90s style, but Troll 2 is probably my favorite movie.
It's one of the best movies of all time. Yeah, Child's Play. I mean, it definitely didn't. Child's Play really didn't creep me out very much when I watched it. But I mean, I have a very different threshold for horror. The two of us.
I think that's really where the root of the issue is.
The root of the
my issue.
Inspiration.
Yeah. No, my issue.
Your issue.
I got an issue. Okay.
So,
want a tissue?
Oh, all right. I think. All right. So these are things that stuck with us when we were kids, right? So if I had seen Tarman today, I probably wouldn't be that scared. Right?
No, it's very hard to really be frightened by something today.
It's particular things
but
that stick with you when you're a kid,
things.
And that's what I want to hit on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing, it terrifies me all the time. And I think, I'm going to let you just say what you think I think.
That goddamn nun in The Conjuring 2? Who the fuck are you?
Stop it. I'm going to say, there aren't a lot of movies that stick with me, today, that stick with me anymore. As I saw The Conjuring 2 and saw the scenes with the nun in it, and I'm saying to this day, she still, if I think of something creepy and I want to get freaked out, she pops in my head.
Yeah,
absolutely. For a second, I thought that maybe these things really only hit us because of our age, when we were younger and more susceptible to these type of things. But then you see something like this, and it's like, nope, I'm still super creeped out.
Yeah, that painting scene was just, in my opinion, basically perfect. Because there was never a sense of, there was no crazy jump scares, and jump scares are just cheap scares. Yeah.
And people actually like that today. It's like, oh yeah, there are a lot of great jump scares in that film.
Because sure, that's someone could say,
I want to be scared of a scene that might actually happen.
Right, but someone would say that's scary. Like, oh, that's scary because when you're startled, I could startle one of these guys.
Yeah,
and is that scary? No, I startled them.
Which is a lot of what you see in those jump scares. It's like, oh, something's gonna happen. Oh no, it's just his best friend walking around.
Like getting
They
jumped.
play on it.
That's not
Yeah.
horror to me. And when the director does that, and that's all it is,
And
they're just selling out.
yeah.
I do think that there is some hope, but not necessarily in Hollywood.
Yeah, we need to stick to the indie guys. We need to bring back a horror icon, in my opinion. That's one of our next discussions. But let us know what you think. What is a scene that really, really stuck with you and scared you as a kid and or today?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. Comment, subscribe, check out our last video, and stay tuned for more. We're Nerdcore. I'm Ray.
Mike.
I'm Ed.
And we're out.
Stay
Peace.
cool.
Yeah!